What am I looking at? I'm looking at the smallest things. The things that I don't think are important may very well be those things that hinge my distress on everything else. I cannot leave any stone unturned. Now, I cannot look at everything if I'm moving at 100 miles an hour. Elohim says, stop. On this day, you have to stop. And you have to dedicate yourself, not necessarily to the study of Torah, to the study of yourself. You have to know exactly where you are, where you're going, who you've offended, who's offended you. Because what comes immediately after Yom Teruah? Yom Kippur. If we looked at it from this point of view, we have to understand that our relationship with the Father has to be intact as we leave Yom Teruah to move towards Yom Kippur. We have to know where our relationship with the Father stands, what Yahusha did for us as we move towards Yom Kippur. Because as we move towards Yom Kippur, I'm examining those little bitty details because I'm Yom Kippur. I need to know exactly where I am in my relationship with the Father. If I do that, then I am connected with the Father. If I am connected with the Father, I can hear the voice of the Father in the shofar. When the shofar blasts, what happens? I become aware of Him. And I become aware of the fact that the restoration of the Adam is coming in the realm of Elohim. Then I know that I need to make my way towards the Father. Because what do we do as the last act of Yom Kippur as a congregation? Okay. Ed's liver meets his eyeball when he blows the shofar for 20 minutes straight. There's a 20-minute note. It's incredible. And we put the Torah back in the ark, and we slowly close the door. And Ed says, yes, slowly. It's very slowly. But as the shofar stops blowing, you hear the of the door. We have this day. Yahusha says, what? At Matthew 24. Go back to that, our other Bible. Matthew 24. Matthew 24. 24. All right. Well, 36. But of that day and hour knows no man, no, not the messengers of the Shamaim, but the Father only. The Father knows when it's at. Why does the Father know this day that nobody knows? Because He's there. But if it's a day that nobody knows, can I know what day it is? Absolutely. The Torah tells me. It's right here. It's called Yom Teruah. If I will take the time to stop, then I can meet the Father there. And I can correct myself. What else does He have to say? 25:13. I think Luke is a really cool one, but 25:13 is good. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day or the hour where the Son of Man comes. Now, let's change that a little bit. You know not the day or the hour when the Bana Ha'adam comes. You know not the day or the hour when the restoration of the Adam comes. Is that true? Now, I can back this up. Can I know when Yahusha is going to come? Absolutely. Why? Because I have a day set apart that nobody knows about, that's right there, in black and white in Hebrew, and in English, and in Afrikaans, and in Pidgin and Chinese, and all the other languages that the Bible's in, that tells us, stop. Look at what the Torah says, and you will know when He's coming back. And you will know when your restoration is going to be here. But it requires you to have a relationship with the Father and connect with Him For Elohim loved the world in such a way that he gave his only uniquely begotten Son. Yahusha was the Word that became flesh. He gave us his Word. That if I would take the time to understand what the Word says, I would not perish. I would have everlasting life. I would have a continuance of life by the truth, power, and ability of Yahuwah to give it to me. But I have to understand the mechanics of it. He sent Yahusha to provide that blood from the Lamb. He made a real person to shed real blood that I could not shed, because my blood is not unblemished compared to Yahusha's. Luke 12:40 is the one that I like the most, I guess, out of all these. Be you therefore ready also, for the Son of Man comes at the hour when you do not think, or that you don't know. The Son of Man comes at the hour you don't know. Okay, again, if I equate this to the fact that Yahusha is returning as the high priest in the order of Melchizedek to restore the kingdom authority under Melchizedek with Yahuwah as king, I can't know that if I don't bother to study it. Yom Teruah tells me study so that you'll know. But if I take it from the context of be ready also for the redemption of the Adam, the restoration of the Adam comes at an hour when you don't think about it. How do I become aware of the restoration of the Adam? The Torah tells me, on a day that you don't know. Well, I do know what the day is because the Torah just told me what day it is. We're celebrating a holiday that doesn't exist. Rosh Hashanah is the Torah portion for today. We got to call it the Talmud portion, but okay. We can equate that to John 4:22. He's talking to this Samaritan woman who tells Yahusha, yeah, we know what we're talking about. Our father was Jacob. He planted this well. He drank from the well. His children drank from the well. The animals drank from the well. Yahusha says, woman, you don't know what you worship. You haven't got a clue. Why? If I want to have a clue as to what the living water is and receive the living water, I have to go back to the source of the living water. The Torah, especially coming up in the next few days, is giving me a day to stop and examine where I am in my relationship with my Elohim, to understand what Yahusha accomplished, that the Levitical priesthood has gone that way, Melchizedek is moving us forward, Yahuwah is king, Yahusha is our high priest in the order of Melchizedek, Israel is restored, the authority of Elohim is restored, and as the prince must move forward to minister to the people of the land in the world to come. All of this becomes very important because when Yom Kippur comes around, I have to be absolutely sure of where I am in my relationship with my Elohim. Because after Yom Kippur, there's only one step left. We move to Sukkot, and we are commanded in Sukkot to be what? Joyous! Oh, frog in my throat. We're commanded to be joyous. We are commanded to be happy at Sukkot. Can I be happy if I have a whole bunch of junk in the trunk? Can I be happy if I have skeletons in my closet? Can I be happy if I'm not right in my relationship with my Elohim? This is your last chance to get it straight. Because you won't know if you're stuck outside, if you hold on to a lie. What does Revelation say about the outside of the gates? We've talked about it a number of times. Almost there, almost there. I'll paraphrase. Revelation 22:14-15 says, outside are the dogs, people that commit fornication, People that love and make a lie. If I'm in love with a lie and I make the lie, then I'm going to live the lie, and I will never be inside the gate where are those who have access to the tree of life are. Yom Teruah becomes a very important day for us in light of all of this. It's a day of self-examination. Because the next thing, the last thing, is Shemini Atzeret, the 8th day of Sukkot. The 8th day is also called Hoshana Rabbah, the Great Redemption. It's the day that it doesn't make a difference how much the Satan prods you. Even if you give in, you'll catch yourself and you'll make teshuvah and you move on into the world to come. Okay? We cannot take back having eaten from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. We will always have our opinion. We will always be led by emotions in one thing or another. Do I catch myself and go beyond simply repenting, which is the intent of making teshuvah, but do I catch myself and actually make teshuvah and go back to my Elohim? The Adam eating the fruit wasn't the sin. That he lied about it and tried to cover it up, that was the sin. Can I overcome that in the world to come? And ultimately, that is our study of Yom Teruah for the evening. I'm going to get better at this. Let's ask questions in the midst of things. But very seriously, grooviness has been achieved.